Good morning, everybody. Everything's moving in a direction. We won't know what direction it is till later on, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, these are the stories of the day that I sort of kind of found interesting in this peaceful world of ours. All right, on to the first story. Gotta go home. Player Arthur Guy takes emergency bathroom break during the French Open debut. This poor fella, man. This poor fella. In Paris, home player Arthur Guy ran off the court in an emergency bathroom break early in the first set of the French Open debut Saturday. Dude, who did he make angry? Or who was desperate enough to give this man a laxative? You know, I've been sitting here thinking to myself, I mean, tennis ain't as gentlemanly as people like to assume it is. I need to go to the bathroom. I can't move anymore. I'm going to go on the court, he told the chair umpire, the French, before hastily running off court. Dude, I'm telling you, he accepted a cupcake from somebody. You know, whatever floats his boat, man, woman, whatever it was. That's the only thing I can think of, because that's exactly what would have happened to me. The 135 ranked Guy, oh, so he ain't even ranked that high. Or I have no idea what the whole ranking things are. He could, I don't know, he was telling the 13th seat, whoever the heck this was, it was either a super fan or he made somebody angry. Usually bathroom breaks are only permitted between sets. Yeah, well, when you gotta go, you gotta go. Protested the chair umpire umpire as 3 minutes passed between games at the point of the match. That was when players changed the end, blah, blah. The Guy said the umpire allowed him to break because of medical circumstances and that he was given some medicine to settle his stomach pain. Yeah. This man was either sick as heck before the match started or he made somebody very desperate or angry. Either one. I'd venture to guess somebody was betting some money on this game. After the match, Guy said he had not felt ill the night before, but started to feel unwell when he woke up that morning. Yeah, was it the morning or after you had a cupcake from somebody special? Somebody real special. During the match, it was even worse, he said. I had to go to the toilet really quickly. His situation was not helped by the intense heat of the lunchtime temperatures hitting 31 degrees Celsius or 88 degrees Fahrenheit. See, this is the thing. I don't know how hot it gets in Europe most of the time, but 88 degrees Fahrenheit is not that hot where I'm from. In fact, this is a good weather to get out and do stuff. Now, you want to know hot? That's 110 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a bit more. Now, if you told me it was hot at 88 degrees Fahrenheit, I'd be like, well, heck, that's the temperature it was whenever I woke up this morning. What are you talking about? That's like good getting outside weather. Anyways, I don't know. But then again, I couldn't handle the cold of Europe sometimes. If I saw just a snowflake on the ground, I would freak out. In fact, I saw snow one time, and it wasn't pretty. There was some slipping involved anyways. The 21-year-old Guy received a wild card invitation from the organized to participate in the main draw. So I'm guessing he's not really ranked that high. And he was given the 13th seat, this person, a run for their money. So they gave him a special cupcake in order to knock him down a little bit. You know what I mean? He wasn't supposed to put on that much of a fight. He's just supposed to do a show, you know, to fill a slot. That's about it. Then again, that's just my speculation, man. I have no idea. In fact, I don't even follow tennis. In fact, I had to sit here and think for a second, what am I talking about? Oh, it's tennis. It's tennis, man. But yeah, anyways, I guarantee you there was some shenanigans involved. I'm just thinking here to myself. Anyways, on to the next story. Let's see here. Scientists boasted one protein in the aging of mice became stronger and healthier. Or boosted one protein in the aging of mice became stronger and healthier. Now, personally, I find this kind of thing a little bit disturbing because I believe there's a sunrise, a midday, and a sunset. Now, I personally wouldn't want to live past maybe 200 years max. To be honest with you, a lot of people who live 100 years say they're tired. Now, you might want to live forever, or you might be young enough to think, oh, you might want to live forever. But personally, you know, even if there's nothing after death, even if reincarnation is real, or even if there is some sort of galactic sugar daddy, I don't really care. I just kind of like something new. You know, a new state of being might be nice in some way, shape, or form. But some people want to live forever, and you know what? If you want to live forever, fine, but just don't lump me in with you. It gets tiring after a while, you know? Even if all you got's money in the world, you still got to move the money around and do all kind of this. You got to fight against entropy. And you know what? Sometimes the sloth in me wins out. Anyways, scientists have identified a protein that appears to put the brakes on chronic inflammation linked to aging, which, yay, I guess. Older mice with the boosted levels of the protein were stronger, more energetic, and had healthier bones than that untreated mice, researchers said. The findings could eventually lead to a therapies. It's broken up. Don't judge me too much on that. That help people stay healthier for more independent later in life. Yay. I guess it could be good to like keep you on your feet for 10 or plus more years, but like at the same time, this combined with another thing could do some stuff. And you know what? Sometimes we just need a changing of the tide every now and then, but I don't know. As the U.S. population continues to age, scientists are searching for ways to help people stay healthier later in life. By 2050, nearly 1 in 4 Americans will be age 65 or older. So this is deeply disturbing to me. They can't boost the birth rate. So you know what they're doing? They're trying to keep you healthier longer. We're going to have 98-year-olds and 110-year-olds working at Walmart, man. Wait, we already got 110-year-olds working at Walmart, man. Oh, man, I'm too late to this. Many are expected to live well into their 90s. While modern medicine has drastically extended lifespan, aging still brings serious physical challenges, including weaker immune, chronic inflammation, bone loss, fatigue, and declining strength. Well, yeah, but that's what the kids are for. The kids are supposed to go out there and rank the yard up. You know what I mean? When the grip leaves your hands, your kids are supposed to take over. I don't know, though. But it seems like, they just want to do this and that and the other. I guess everybody's got to eat, and the researchers got to try and reverse aging, I guess. I don't know. Aging is often accompanied by the constant low-level state of inflammation gradually damages tissues and weakens the body. Scientists refer to this process as inflammaging. Yeah, is that it? You know what? If a word is kind of like this, don't cut it in two because it makes it. I'm guessing that's inflammaging. Yeah, inflammaging. It's cut in two. It's kind of harder to read. Anyways, Let's see here. Let's see here. According to Kenneth Kirkwood, the DDS PhD Senior Advocate Dean and Researcher at the Chair Department or the Oral Biology? Oral? I don't know. The University of Buffalo School of Medicine. These age-relating changes known as... Again, why do they cut the biggest words in two? I ain't even going to try to read that because it's too long and cut into two pieces. Anyways, it leads to the decline in immune resistance and age-related chronic blah, 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 blah. Basically, like age stuff. This whole article is chocked full of big words and age stuff. I don't know. Anyways, on to the next story because I don't want to read these big words anymore. Alrighty. Scientists baffled by record-breaking solar eruption with a heartbeat. With a heartbeat? Scientists detected a mysterious radio signal. Sure, it definitely came from the sun. It could have never come from anywhere else, you know. That lasted nearly 3 weeks. 3 weeks. That's a long time for some people. Shattering previous records at the point of the electromagnetic structure with the tapered and energetic principles of space high above the sun. Oh, trapped energetic principles in a high space above the sun. The signal came from a so-called IV radio burst and kind of radio noises associated with solar eruptions. Scientists usually watch these bursts flare up and disappear within a mere hours. But this one persisted for about 19 days, almost 4 times longer than the previous record-holding event. You know, I seen a thing a while back saying we were entering a solar minimum, and I don't know if that's changed or not, but like, I don't know. I'm telling you, they're covering up something here. If it's only supposed to last like mere hours and this one lasted for 19 days, either the sun is doing something really kind of weird, or 2, hear me out here, aliens. Now, I don't know if it's aliens, but it could be aliens. And I think that right there means that we need to investigate this further. Just saying. Several NASA European Space Agency spacecrafts observed the phenomenon, which happened last August as the sun rotated the solar orbital As the sun rotated, the solar orbiter saw it first. Nearly 2 weeks later, the Parker Solar Probe and the WIN spacecraft near Earth detected the same signal. Whatever A, short for the solar observatory, packed up the day after. This pattern hints this source retained the solar. Okay. Okay, so it rotated with the sun instead of like a bunch of succession or a bunch of like rotating with the sun rather than a succession of unrelated eruptions. So yeah, it basically like they picked it up, they didn't pick it up, they picked it up, they didn't pick it up. But they basically picked it up on the same rotation as the sun, so they basically said, oh yeah, it happened for 19 days. So yeah. I don't know. Now, I still say aliens. Can't change my mind. The signal also paused in a subsequently regular rhythm roughly every 45 minutes to an hour. The radio emissions brightened and dimmed. Researchers think the enormous magnetic structure above the sun may have vibrated, almost like a ringing bell, periodically affecting the tapered electrons. Oh, the trapped okay, I'm going to say a bad word here. The trapped electrons. Those vibrations probably squeezed the stretched and tapered electrons in a repeating cycle which changes the brightness of the radio signal, according to NASA. Did you get any of that? Anyways, the sun was doing like tricky stuff with the electrons. Anyways, I'm not an astrophysicist. Sun guy. Yeah. I don't know. But they not once in this article have they said that the radio signal came from the sun, I think. There's a lot of big words. I don't know. But yeah. Observations said the sun can maintain huge organized reservoirs of energetic particles for weeks at the time. By a study of this extraordinary event, scientists think they have gained a way to estimate the location of solar radio sources using only one spacecraft. Well, that's good. The more you know about the sun, the better, in my opinion, because there has been some irregular solar activity recently, you know, with the sun, with these mass ejections and everything. And I'm not saying something bad's gonna happen, but I do think that we need to keep a close eye on the sun. You never know when something else might happen. Anyways, these are a lot of big words, so on to the next one. Alrighty, this is on to the animal news because I like animals and I figured I might cover them in the news. Bear wanders into New Jersey porch, rings doorbell. This is the video here. I'm not going to play it. On May 21st, a New Jersey resident shared footage of a black bear wandering up to the doorbell camera and triggering the bell with its snout. The doorbell camera at her home in Spartan, Sussex County was recording when a pair of bears visited her property earlier this month. Yeah, that bear, it didn't ring the doorbell. It rang the dinner bell, I bet. They probably associated your house with food and was wondering, is there more goodness inside the house? You know what I mean? Yeah. They was definitely ringing the dinner bell, in my opinion. But that's just me. I don't know. The footage shows one bear walk into the porch and trigger the doorbell with its nose. The two bears eventually wandered off without the door being answered. Yeah, they gonna come back later. Either that or they gonna dig in your trash. They probably want to know if you was home. That way they knew it was safe to dig in the trash can. Bears are smart like that. Just better hope they ain't there for you. Anyways, bears are dangerous, so they are not cute and cuddly, and they honestly stink if you ever been close to one. So yeah, Yogi Bear's frightening as heck. Anyways, on to the next one. Now, this one made me chuckle a little bit, and yeah, it definitely makes me think here that everything's all right. Wait, what am I doing? No. Okay, there we go. Study, chimps consume the equivalent of 2 alcoholic drinks per day. In September 18th, researchers at the University of California, Berkeley found that chimpanzees eating fermented fruit in their native habitats consume the equivalent of nearly 2 alcohol drinks per day. The research team, who published their findings Wednesday in the Journal of Science Advances, analyzed 21 species of fruit regularly eaten by chimps in Uganda and the Ivory Coast to measure their alcoholic contents. Now, the question I have to ask is, one, are they consuming these fermented fruits on purpose because they like the way it makes them feel, or are they just really, really, really hungry and they'll eat whatever the heck they can get a hold of? Now, the first one basically implies that they like the feeling and they like to party just like everybody else. The second one is they just hungry and they eat whatever they can. Animals all over this planet will consume all sorts of stuff, even nearly poisonous things, as long as it fills their belly. Look at the panda, look at the koala, look at all sorts of things. Across all sites, the male and female chimpanzees, yep, they consume it regular, consume about 14 grams, about half an ounce of pure ethanol per day in their diet, which is the equivalent of a standard American drink. Now, American drinks are notoriously weak, so yeah, it ain't that much, honestly, just enough to do a little bit of thing, you know. A graduate student at the University of the Department of Ingestive Biology said the news released when you adjust for body mass, because the chimps weigh about 40 kilos, 88 pounds. Oh, dang. That's kind of heavy, honestly. Versus the typical human of 70 kilos, 154 pounds. It goes up nearly 2 drinks. Okay. The team drew the research at the blah, blah, blah. Found chimps each 4 pounds of fruit a day? How the heck do they consume? Wait, 10 pounds. Oh, God. How did I misread that? 10 pounds of fruit per day, making up about 75% of their diet. Anyways, I'm glad I'm not a chimpanzee, because there is no way in heck I could consume 10 pounds of fruit a day. That is an unbelievable amount of fruit. I don't even think Fruit Ninja could do that much, but I don't know. Anyways, I don't know. Ay. But it's nice to know that humans ain't the only thing getting off on the old alcoholic beverage. You know, nature finds a way. Anyways, on to the next story. All right, let us introduce you to a living frog found in a grocery store salad bag. In Melbourne, Australia, when Australian farmer Ray Smoker announced he'd found a living frog in a bag of lettuce, his housemates didn't believe him. So wait, is it in his lettuce? Because it says right here he's an Australian farmer. Is he not a lettuce farmer? Smoker had prepared a steak salad dinner Saturday. 3 people who share his house, blah blah. Western Australia states spotted the frog among the leaves inside this. Okay, he just had a frog in his bag. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's basically like, oh, he prepared a steak dinner with, like, you know what? Who has salad with a steak dinner? Like, no, if you're going to eat a steak, you got to have a baked potato and, like, I don't know, carrots or something. Like, I ain't never had no daggum salad with steak. Who eats salad with steak? Like, why would you eat salad with steak? You know what? This is also a public service announcement. Please, if you buy anything from the store, wash it before you eat it. I would personally say cook it before you eat it. This is the main reason why I choose not to eat salads. Because I don't want to eat something raw, you know, like fresh out the bag, and I don't know what the heck happened to it before I got my hands on it. You know, you see all sorts of stuff happen with this or that, you know, and I'm just sitting here thinking, what the heck? What the heck? Like sometimes I don't even like eating food that I've washed and cooked, because like you still don't know sometimes. But I would never eat like raw lettuce and junk, especially a salad bar at a restaurant. I know people who like go ham on a salad bar at a restaurant. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I've seen too much. I have seen way, way too much to eat at a salad bar at a restaurant. I can't do it. Never could, never will. Anyways, I don't know. But yeah, wash your food before you eat it. Wash your stuff before you cook it. And next time the wife or the husband or whoever wants you to eat a salad, bring up this. Tell them that there might just be a frog in there, man. And it ain't, you know, it's for real, I'm telling you. Anyways, on to the next story. It's blue. Scientists discover a new deep sea. I can't even speak anymore. Scientists discover a new deep sea octopus near the Galapagos Islands. Now, every time something like this comes up, it's always either in the Amazon rainforest, Galapagos Island, or Australia. Sometimes it's Africa or Madagascar. But most of the time, it's Australia, the Galapagos Islands. I think it's just because that's where they like put the money to like look for new species and stuff. Scientists have discovered a new species of octopus nearly 1,800 meters below the water's surface near the Galapagos Island. The team from Charles Darwin Foundation named the tiny that's a lot of big words right next to one another. I'm going to need some context clues. Anyways, I'm sure somebody out there knows exactly what these words mean. But for the common folks, I'm just going to say it's a blue octopus. There it is right there. It looks pretty cute, honestly. I'm not even going to lie. I could scoop that little thing up and hold it. I hope it's not poisonous because I definitely fall prey to that. Because the blue hue, which believed to be the rarest color in nature. Yeah, I didn't think blue occurred naturally in nature. Then again, if it's like really deep down to where the light doesn't get to it, maybe color don't really come into effect too much. I don't know. On the ocean floor near the Galapagos Island, the submersible controlled by the scientists came across a mysterious octopus as blue as the ocean and no bigger than a golf ball. Oh, so it's a cute little sucker. It's no bigger than a golf ball. Look at that. Oh my gosh. You know what that reminds me of? That's got the head of a gray. I was going to say something else, but I'm going to say it's got the head of a gray alien and the body of an octopus. It's plumb cute. Look at how big these little eyes are. I wonder if that's the eyes or if it's got like a black color around the eyes. Look at it. It's got a little nutsack head. Yeah. He's tiny. It's blue. It's one excited scientist was recorded saying when she first caught sight of whatever the heck this means. Like, okay, on the footage transmitted from the sub. Yeah, I kind of would be excited to see the little fella too. It's pretty cute, honestly. I like it. I like it. I wouldn't put it in a fish tank though. It deserves to be in the wild. The team from Charles Darwin Foundation just discovered a new species of octopus. It was on the water's surface, according to researchers published on Monday. It just basically repeated the whatever's up. Okay, whatever. Wait. Oh, received the preserved body in the mail. So they caught one. Yeah, it was beautiful, alright. I hope they just found one. They didn't actually catch one, but I know they didn't. So the one that's like the closest lives in like South Africa off the coast of Uruguay, I guess. Norman describes the new octopus species. The specimen needs to be cut open, blah, blah. Bunch of stuff nobody wants to know. I plumb feel so sorry for it. I know the one in the picture ain't the one they caught, but like, Poor little fella, honestly. But I'm hate it. Anyways, I don't want to read anymore. All right, the last two news stories is different stuff. We're getting away from the animal news now. All right. Ferrari launches 600,000 designed glass-clad electric speedster. You know, honestly, I don't have a problem with electric cars, but like, why do they all look like this? Like, why can't they just put like an electric motor in a normal Ferrari? Like, why do they have to make it look like basically like a generic out of sci-fi movie? You know what I mean? Like, it's got the classic Ferrari wheels and everything, but that's it. It doesn't even look like a Ferrari. You know, this actually makes me think that Ferrari wants to make an electric car, but it doesn't want people to like know it's a Ferrari unless they really look at the car. If it just speeds through down the highway, people aren't going to know it's a Ferrari, basically. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but honestly, this just looks like a Dodge, what is it called? A Charger? It looks like a new Dodge Charger. Honestly, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like a Dodge Charger. You know, if you see a Dodge Charger, it looks exactly like a Dodge Charger. But with a Ferrari, if I actually saw this vehicle running down the road, I'd be like, oh, it's a Dodge. And then I'd look and be like, oh, it's got Ferrari badges. They want to play like they got a Ferrari. I would never think this is a Ferrari. Not in a million years. You know what? That's the thing that bothers me the most about electric cars is that they got to make them look like an electric car. You know, like let's make them look good. You know, I don't know. Like, this doesn't look like whenever I think Ferrari, I don't think this. This just looks like a crappy sedan, basically. But I'm looking at it, don't even have two back doors. So I'm like, it's long enough to have back doors, but they just didn't want to add a back seat, I guess. Like, what's in the back of this car? It ain't an engine. You know? So, like, or I guess it could be an engine. I don't know. Do they have, I don't know. The electric vehicle, big on glass, light, and space. This isn't your father's Ferrari. Yeah, obviously, because my dad wouldn't want this Ferrari. If I said, hey, Dad, I got you a Ferrari, and I got him this, he'd be like, okay. I'd be like, oh, yeah. You know? Of course, I wouldn't buy him a Ferrari. I'd buy him, like, a Mustang Cobra or something. On Sunday, Europe's most valuable automaker took the wraps off its first ever model without internal combustion engine. Well, they can put the wrap back on. Because like I say, it looks like a Dodge Charger to me. Personally, it looks like a Dodge Charger with Ferrari badges. That's all it looks like. Like, I'm sorry. They couldn't have put, like, it's a two-door car, but they couldn't have made it look a little bit more sporty. Honestly, it looks like an everyday man's, like, sedan, basically. It doesn't look fast. Now, it could be very fast. I don't know how fast it is. It's an electric car, so they tend to top out at speed, you know. Tesla tends to have the whole, like, warp drive function whenever you press the gas and it, like, you know, goes off. But this just... it just looks like a cheap car to me. It literally just looks like a Dodge. I would never buy this in a million years. I would be embarrassed to say I had a Ferrari and show somebody this. Just because it looks like a Dodge. I would rather buy a Dodge. Honestly. Because at least I ain't paying $600K for it. That's just me. I don't know. The promoter of Lou Clay, pronounced Lou Clay. Wait, the loss pronounced Lou Clay. So they had to get like it's European. I can forgive it. I think Ferrari is French. I don't even know. It might be Italian. I don't know the different. I don't care nothing about those automakers, so I don't know if it's Italian, French, or whatever. Le Clay, I would assume it's French, but that's just me. The most expensive Ferraris aren't part of the limited production run. The company said starting price would be €550 an Italian equivalent to roughly $640,000. Yeah. So it is Italy. Okay. Le Clay. For some reason, whenever I hear Le Clay, I think French. But I guess it's Italian. I don't even know. The unveiling sparked a debate among car fans online, with many why the heck you gotta put a big word in there? The design as far outside Ferrari's design traditions. Ferrari's main listed the shape slumped around 6%. Yeah, so they announced this and their shares slumped 6%. I don't blame them. It literally does just look like a Dodge. And I don't blame people for looking at it and be like, yeah, it's ugly. If you're going to pay $600K for a car, you better not get it confused for a Dodge, which is like a low-class car. A Dodge Charger. Like, honestly, if this thing rode past me on the road, I'd think, oh, Dodge Charger. I mean, it literally looks like a Dodge Charger. You know what? Give me a second. Give me a second here. Let's see if I can see here. Can I get a bigger image of it? Tell me it don't look like that. Right here. Tell me it don't look like that. Where's that? Where's that? Tell me this don't kind of look like that in a way. Tell me that. Like, it literally just looks, at least this has 4 doors. I'm just saying, like, at least it has 4 doors. So, like, you can have some passengers, you know? But, like, look at that. Look at that car. All right, compare it, burn it into your mind. Now, look at this car. It literally, like, this car actually, to me, the Dodge Charger, the 2021, I guess, onward, this is right here's a 2018, literally looks better in my mind. Because it's got, like, more lines on it. Like, somebody paid more attention to the, like, the overall look of it. To be completely honest with you. Like this, there's no lines. It just looks flat right here, see? And then, like, you come over here and you see this right here. This was pressed in. Like that's a $600,000 car. And this right here, I think you could pick one of these up for, like, used. I know, like, for less than $65K. Probably less, I know, less than like $100K new. So, like, I don't know. I'm literally looking at Ferrari like, y'all getting scammed, man. I don't know though. That's just me. I guess I don't get high class cars. I really don't. I've never desired to own a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or a Bugatti or anything like that because the upkeep is so expensive, and I just like to put gas in a car and go. My car looks extremely worn in, but it works great, and it actually goes pretty daggone fast whenever I hit the gas pedal. I don't know though. Anyways, this is on to the last story of the day. And this one is a story that I actually care deeply about and everything, because I care about these sort of things. And that is, you can now legally rip a Wii, GameCube, Xbox disc using Blu-ray drive. Yay. A new tool has been released which allows you to legally rip optical media from a wide range of classic consoles using PC Blu-ray drive. The Omni drive is a firmware modification to Mediatek M1959 based optical drives manufactured by Hitachi LG Data Storage, allowing the drive to read preliminary game disc for consoles such as GameCube, Wii, and Xbox. The drive, which allows you to rip PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox Series, Wii U disc, but these are all encrypted and are also supports rip, blah, blah, only allows for, can be read. Only allow low density area can be read. Okay. But anyways, I'm really happy to see this because, like it or not, disc only last for so long. And like it or not, one day all of our discs will be broken, but as long as we keep transferring the data from one hard drive to the next one, our games can live on forever. And in the future, where everything might be made from AI, I personally believe we need to save as many games made by humans as possible. And personally, a lot of these old games I just love. They're near and dear to my heart. You know, I never got to play a lot whenever I was younger, but like I saw them and I always desired to play them, you know. With the firmware mod, users can legally back up their personal disc collection and play via emulation without downloading files online. Not that anybody would ever download files online. I mean, that's just completely impossible, you know? Like, who in the world would even think of doing such a thing? As noted by TechSpot, the Disc Preservation Project wiki has a list of compatible optical drive models, numbers, so you can check if your PC's Blu-ray drive is compatible with the Omni drive. Yeah, if you got disc lying around, and even if you're not big in the emulation, you might be one day. So it might be fun just to play around with it a little bit, personally. Now, I don't know, but I do love to see, you know, I do love to see things like this constantly happen, you know? Everybody, I don't know. We need to come together as a society and say, the old things matter and they need to be preserved. How much knowledge has been lost through the years, through the ages, because nobody thought that it was, you know, important enough to keep it. How many texts, how many books have been lost? Lots. Anyways, right here, I just see this. Video Game Preservation Archive has been 100% backed up by the community. Over 390 terabytes of ROMs and iOS in the collection. I'm glad this got backed up because I was honestly worried about this one for a second. Anyways, those were news articles that I thought were kind of sort of fun to look at today. If you like this stuff, tell me. Anyways, if you don't, I don't know. Probably still be here anyways, because you know how that is. But I appreciate it if you see me. If you don't see me, whatever.